We have new news about the Morbius trailer, and it's coming really, really fast. It may be up by the time you watch this video, and a connection with Venom, and we're going to explain how that's actually all possible considering the post-credit scenes of Venom 2 and how Venom could actually be referenced or appear or be mentioned in the Morbius trailer. We're going to break it all down. Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse, Jimmy or Chaos. And according to multiple outlets, Big Screen Leaks, I believe, dropped this first. The Morbius trailer will drop Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there are rumors swirling around that Venom will be mentioned in this trailer. In what capacity, we don't know. Let me give you a spoiler alert because we are going to be talking about the Venom 2 post-credit scene and how you can actually make all this line up. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you haven't seen Venom, you should probably click off the video now. If you're good to go, so the first thing people said on Twitter was, how is that going to work? Because if Morbius is mentioning Venom, and Venom is now in the MCU because of the post-credit scenes of Venom 2, where we know he got snapped into the MCU into Tom Holland's Peter Parker timeline, how is that even possible? Well, from what I remember, and you can fact check me on this, I'm pretty sure Morbius is set before Venom 2 and before No Way Home. And if that's the case, which I'm pretty sure it is, it all makes sense. Because Morbius could mention Venom all he wants to. He could mention him, he could reference him, Venom could make a cameo in it, he could do whatever he wants because Venom and Eddie Brock were still in that timeline or that universe when Morbius was introduced, or the origin story of Morbius actually happens. That would make sense on why he would mention Venom. And it would also make sense moving forward how Venom jumps out of that timeline over to the MCU. Now, another thing people were talking about was the fact Michael Keaton, and we know Michael Keaton has been in prison, I guess the entire time until we actually get the Morbius movie, and people are wondering, well, if that's the case, and Morbius is not in the MCU, how is Michael Keaton part of this? Because Michael Keaton was part of the MCU, he was the main villain in Homecoming. The only answer I have to that at the moment is variance. Variance, multiverse, timeline, variance. You can kind of erase a lot of incontinuity with timelines and holes in the canon with variance. Maybe this is a variant of Michael Keaton's character that isn't the one that's a direct parallel to the MCU version, or maybe they're just not telling us, and maybe Morbius is already in the MCU version. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure he's not, but we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out, because I have a feeling that Sony and Marvel are now working together. Kevin Feige has said that the Venom 2 crew and the No Way Home 2 crew, they worked hand in hand together to make those post-credit scenes happen, and probably make some post-credit scenes happen in No Way Home. Let's be honest, we are probably going to see an exchange of Venom and Spider-Man cameos or post-credit scenes, if you ask me. And you know Sony's going to be building up the Spider-Man versus Venom down the road. So I have a feeling moving forward on anything that interconnects or crosses between the Spider-Verse and the MCU, they'll be working together in some capacity. Maybe not big, but just enough to keep the continuity and keep everything in line, because Morbius is probably going to end up being part of Sony's official Sinister Six. Like we talked about the other day, pretty sure the Sinister Six isn't really a thing in Spider-Man No Way Home. You have the Sandman, who is basically a good guy. You have Doc Ock, who's conflicted, and he's a good guy when he's not being controlled by his tentacles when they have the red AI lights lit up. So that only leaves Green Goblin, Electro, and possibly Lizard. And according to all the scoopers, we're not even getting a sixth villain, so Mysterio must not be part of it. So it's really a ragtag Sinister 3 or 4 at best, which Sony's not going to waste the Sinister Six moniker on something like that. They're probably not going to waste it on an MCU Marvel movie. They're probably going to wait for that over in the Sony Spider-Verse. That makes sense for them in a big way. So you could have Kraven the Hunter, you could have Morbius, you could have Venom, you could have Green Goblin, depending on what happens in No Way Home. You have a lot of options. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But as far as I know, Morbius is set before Venom 2 and No Way Home, which explains why, if Venom is referenced in this trailer, which everybody is saying he is, how it would work continuity-wise, because technically, that snap, not the snap, that blip, whatever it is, that whatever Doctor Strange does to get him over to the MCU timeline has not happened yet. So let's look for it. I will break down the Morbius trailer once it comes out, guys. We should be seeing it Tuesday morning, and I'll keep you covered. Thank you for all the support on the channel. Thank you for 10,000 subs, and I'll see you soon.